Hello and welcome. I'm Keegan Hirst and this is the Hirst Locker, the podcast for men who want to build an incredible body, a rock-solid mindset and unstoppable confidence. It's for men who want to live life on their terms and live it to their full potential. I've helped hundreds of men transform their lives, giving them the knowledge, the tools and the self-belief to help them smash through the glass ceiling that stopped them from achieving their dreams. And I want to do the same for you. Now we're going to focus on physical, mental and emotional health, things that affect us as gay men so that we can live life on our terms, build the body that we want and feel confident living that life. I'm going to help you cut through the noise and confusion to give you the confidence and clarity to take action and build the best version of yourself, to give you complete control of your body, your mindset, your habits and ultimately your life. So let's get to it. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Hirst Locker. Hello. I hope you enjoyed last week's format. It was a bit more rambly, a bit less organised than I would like to, but I'm trying to let go of perfection. I'm trying to let go of too much control, okay? I'm trying. Which feeds in nicely to what I wanted to talk about this week. So basically what I do is I come up with a couple of topics of what is kind of going on, what people are talking about, what my clients have spoken to me about, and I try to distill it, go through it, give you my thoughts on it. They might not always be right. You might not always agree with me. That is the beauty of free speech. But I wanted to talk about all or nothing mentality, right? Or black and white thinking. There's lots of different names to it. Why do we have it? How do we get rid of it? And where does it come from? Well, where does it come from? It must have served us at some point. Otherwise, we just wouldn't develop it. Because that's every behavior that we have at some point served us. And, you know, if you didn't have very emotional available parents, like I didn't, you knew that for me, I knew that performing well, whether it was at sport, at school, doing something that would get recognition, I thought equated to, well, it did equate to attention, and as a kid, time and attention equals love. That's what you think. So you act in a way that's going to allow you to get that. So for me, that was kind of where mine came from. That things had to be perfect, things had to be done right. There was no point wasting time on things that weren't going to be bang on, because then I wouldn't get the plaudits, I wouldn't get the attention that I wanted. So it becomes there's no point doing that. There's only there's only a point in doing things that are going to actually get me that. And that's all well and it's not really well and good. It's not ideal, is it? But that then doesn't serve us in adult life, because no mental framework works on its own. So there's lots of other things going on. And I think, especially for a lot of gay men in their experience, we strive for perfection because we are told that we are less than. We are told that we are not good enough. We are told that as we are, we're not enough. So we strive for perfection. Gay men are systemically overachievers in a lot of areas. Or we go the other way, where it's like, well, I'm never going to live up to that. I'm never going to be able to be that. So fuck it. And either way, it's this all or nothing. And obviously, I would like to think this goes without saying, but you are enough as you are. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. It's certainly taken me a long time to accept that. And it's something that I probably still struggle with a little bit from time to time. I do have to fight against perfectionist tendencies, and I do have to fight against an all or nothing. Well, if it can't be perfect, what's the point in doing it? But I have a good level of self-awareness because I have done a lot of work, whether through therapy, through self-development, through meditating, journaling over the years. So I do have a good awareness of it. But another reason why we have this all or nothing mentality is if we set our expectations too high, then it becomes when we fail, If we've got a lot of negative self-talk, if our ego tells us you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you always fail, you're never going to get it right. I see this a lot with people when they come in to start wanting to lose weight or build muscle or, you know, transform their physique and the mindset in and around their health and their lifestyle. They've tried so many things before and they've failed at them all, or they've not worked for them is probably a better way of putting it, because everybody can get a result. I do not care. I absolutely 100% believe that every single person can get a result. There is a system that works for you. You've just not found it yet, or you've not had someone who's been able to help you work through things that are blocking you from getting a result. And when we have this all or nothing mindset, that is a big thing that I have to work with on a lot of clients to help them get out of their own way. Because, you know, let's say that they have 12 gym sessions to do in a month, and but they've been on point with their food, their steps, their sleep, everything's been bang on, but they miss one session. You'll be amazed how many people just go, fuck it. It's a complete waste of time. And the best analogy that someone ever said to me was, well, if you got a flat tire, would you then take a knife to the other 3 tires? It's absolutely ridiculous. Of course you're not going to do that. But we do that when it comes to our health and fitness. We do that in other areas of life, of a relationship. Well, I've had an argument. This isn't the, you know, idyllic, perfect relationship that I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to fuck it all up and throw it all away. You know, we can do that a lot in different areas of our lives, and then other areas it's unfathomable. It's like going out, getting drunk, spending too much on a night out, and then coming home going, oh God, I spent, you know, 100 quid, 200 quid, 500 quid, whatever it might be. And then going, well, I might as well just empty all my savings now because there's no point. That, like, you wouldn't do that. And there's certain areas of your life where it's completely unthinkable to have an all or nothing attitude. And then there's other areas where it's kind of the norm. So a lot of the time when we've got these ideas of ourselves, of who we are, you know, if you think of yourself as a fat person, if people who've been overweight all their lives and they go, I am fat, I am lazy, I am unfit, I can't go in the gym, they are all limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. And so we have this all or nothing mindset where we go and we set the bar too high. I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week and I'm going to eat 1,000 calories a day and I'm never going to eat chocolate again. And I'm going to do 20 million steps a day. All ridiculous. But, you know, I'm on my new health kick and this is what I'm going to do. And you do it for a week and then you miss one thing of those and you go, well, I knew it. I told you I was fat. I told you I was lazy. I told you I couldn't do it. So people set the bar too high because then it feeds into that belief that they have about themselves and it solidifies it. And they do it over and over and over and over again. And one of the biggest things that I have to work on clients with is not their diet, is not how to train in the gym. It's not getting out and getting more steps in. And yeah, they are all parts that contribute to what a plan might look like. But the biggest thing that I have to work on is how people see themselves and what people believe that they're capable of. Because that all or nothing, and some people will say, well, that all or nothing attitude has served me because it's made me be a perfectionist at work and I'm really successful in work. And that's good. Yeah, maybe you've forged an amazing career out of an all or nothing because you've been on point. But that all or nothing mindset is not going to serve you in every area of your life. It's not going to serve you in relationships. It's not going to serve you in your health. It's not going to serve you in your friendships as well. So there's so many areas of things that we need to work on. Expectations is a big one, like lowering your expectations to help. Even if you kept the all or nothing mindset, but you lowered your expectations right down, you lowered the bar, then you're going to find more success. And the big thing to remember about expectations, because they're so inherently linked to the all or nothing mindset, is that expectations move a lot faster than reality. This is something I see with clients all the time. So we'll set often the first stage when a client comes into the program is we'll do a dieting phase, because dieting should be a phase. It shouldn't be forever. And a lot of people have lived their life in a diet. We want to get the dieting done, get you out there and get you onto some real calories and real food, right? But it's amazing how quickly people lose maybe, let's say people often come into the program and lose 4 or 5 kilos in the first month. That was what, £10 in old money. And then things might slow down a bit and they say, well, it's not coming off as fast. It's not, I don't have a 6-pack yet. I don't. And then they kind of get really mad at themselves because what's come to be an expectation isn't in line with reality. And that is a big thing where people are unhappy. That is generally what unhappiness is. It's where your expectations, what you want from life, what you think life should be, and your living conditions, as in your standards of where you are at, whether it's around your health, your relationships, your money, when they're out of kilter. So if there's a gap there between your expectations and your living standards, your living conditions, however you want to word it, that's where you get that sense of frustration and feeling disillusioned and pissed off and unfulfilled. So be aware of that, and that all or nothing mindset does not close that gap. It's because we need to figure out expectations. A big thing, people come into the program, and because they've come into the program, maybe they don't change anything. Maybe they're still going out drinking 3 times a week, eating loads of takeaways, and then they go to the gym twice in the week and they say, well, I'm not losing weight. Well, you're not going to if you act like that. But because their expectations haven't changed, they're not in line with what they're actually doing, they feel pissed off, and there's that disconnect. And if you're feeling a big disconnect in your life around any area, think, are my expectations in line with what I'm actually doing? Because if you are not eating well, if you're drinking loads, you're not eating well, you're not sleeping, you're not training, you're not looking after yourself, but you think you're really frustrated that you're not losing weight, then your expectations are out of whack with what you're doing. They're out of whack with your living standards. And just ask yourself, are my expectations right for what I'm actually doing? Because sometimes it's a case of adjusting expectations. Often you don't want to lower your expectations because then it feels like you're settling. But yeah, that was just a bit that I wanted to cover on all or nothing. And the way that we work on it at PTIQ and work through it is we have what I call the gear system. You can't be 100% on everything all year round. It's just not feasible. It's just not realistic. None of my clients are. None of the fitness models that you see on Instagram are 100% on everything all year round. It's just not realistic. Whatever social media would have you believe. So we have like a gear system. So we have first gear, which is your absolute base standards. So maybe you're really busy at work, there's loads of stuff going on, you're getting ready for a wedding, whatever. You might be operating in first gear when it comes to your health. Yeah. And then you shift up through the gears. Fifth gear is fully on it, absolutely to the T. That is your main priority. And you're going to spend maybe 8 weeks a year in fifth gear, maybe 8 weeks a year in first gear. And then the rest of the year, you're going to spend somewhere in second, third, or fourth. And obviously, they're more dialed up as you go through them. Now, we have a system where we help people figure what that looks like, and we set that up. But it's a really good mindset to have when you are going into difficult times in life, is having an expectation of what do you want to get out of it and what's realistic for you with regards to the effort that you put into it. Can you be 100%? Can you nail it? Can you be, full tilt? Does it need you to be full tilt? Because if you don't, then you can reduce that expectation, you can reduce that all or nothing mentality, and you can take the pressure off yourself. I actually don't need to be on full tilt here, I just need to be in third gear, that kind of thing. So that's how we deal with it. I wanted to talk quickly as well about, I've been seeing this a lot. I don't know if you've seen, do you watch or listen to Stephen Bartlett's podcast? I think Stephen Bartlett's a bit weird, to be honest with you. His line of questioning is very odd sometimes. do you know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. Podcasting itself is good. They get really good guests. And they've had a guy on called Tim Spector who talks a lot about gut health. And I've been seeing a lot of people talking about gut health and how diets work and calories in and calories out and food quality and things like that. And I just wanted to clear it up. So diets, how any diet works, whether it's, if it fits your macros, whether it's, someone told me they were doing a potato and eggs diet. Madness. Keto, shit. Cutting out carbs, cutting out fats. There's Atkins. I don't even know what diets there are anymore. There's been so many. They all work by having you in a calorie deficit. Yeah. If you consume too much energy, food is energy, and if you consume too much energy, you put weight on because your body stores excess energy as fat. I just wriggled my own rules then. That's how it works. So to get rid of that, we need to put less energy in than we use, and then our body will think we'll have to use that stored energy to fulfill the gap. It's like having an overdraft. I've not enough money has come in, and I need to cover the cost of something, so I'm going to use what's there. So your fat is like an overdraft of energy. Think of it like that. So that's how all diets work. The science is there, the literature is there. It's a fact. Where this has come in about gut health, and Tim Spector, he also spoke about like exercise not contributing to fat loss, which it doesn't really. Exercise does not expend a lot of energy, but when you exercise, your heart is fitter, your ligaments are fitter, you do move more, so you do expend energy, but that's going to also make you hungry. So they kind of counterbalance each other, but exercise is important, because if you don't want to look like a used condom when you've lost all your weight, then you need to lift weights. All right, exercise is important for your health, for your sanity, for muscle mass, for maintaining muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. It's important. Exercise is important. But also, people talking about like gut health. People always talk about macros. Everybody's heard about macros. Everybody's heard about protein. Everybody's heard about carbs, fats, fiber. Okay, we all know about those, but people don't focus enough on micronutrients. And this, especially this time of year when there's loads of bugs going around, you want your immune system to be strong. And a big driver of your immune system is the health of your gut. So yes, calories are important to lose weight, but if you just eat the same thing every single day, if you don't have any diversity in your vegetables, in your fruits, in the foods that you're eating, you're not going to put the right stuff into your gut to keep it healthy. If your gut's not healthy, you're not healthy, and you're going to catch illnesses. So we live in a world, don't we, now, where only one thing can be true at once, or seemingly that's what people would have you think, and it's just not true. It's not a case of it's just about calories, or it's just about micronutrients, or it's just about exercise. The world that we live in is very nuanced. It's very complicated. And who would want to live in a very simple, easy, black and white one? They all count. So if you want to lose weight, calories are king. But you don't want to feel like shit. You can lose weight on McDonald's. They've done studies on it. But you will feel like crap because there's no vitamins, no minerals, and everything. So you need to have vegetables. You need to have fruit. I would supplement vitamin D, vitamin B, and vitamin C as well. But always go for a food first approach. I always tell clients, eat the rainbow, eat as many different colors so that you're getting different vitamins, different minerals, different polyphenols that all do different things inside your gut. So I aim for between 8 and 10 portions of fruit and veg every single day. And I try to eat the rainbow. So get some green stuff, some red stuff, some orange stuff, some purple stuff. Get it all in there, because it's really, really important, and it really helps your immune system. And at this time of year, we need that. We need it for prevention. We need it when we actually get ill, and then we need it for recovering out of the back of the illness as well. So just to finish, as I did last week, I thought I'd talk about a few things that I've been doing. Jigsaws. Guys, how good is a jigsaw? How good is a jigsaw? I even bought a board so that I can do the jigsaws on, so that I can fold it away so it doesn't live on the dining room table, because that is a nightmare. So Jigsaws. They're really good of an evening because I've been wanting to focus on my sleep hygiene. So winding down, trying not to have any screens an hour before bed. Obviously, reading is a good one, but if sometimes you don't fancy it, a jigsaw, and it's amazing how quickly you start to feel tired when you start doing a jigsaw. So, would recommend jigsaws, and also charging your phone out of your bedroom. I used to do it, and then I stopped doing it. I got out of the habit. The reason that I do it is not necessarily because I sit scrolling on a night. I know some people do. I don't. But if you do that, it's a good reason to do that. Mine was looking at my phone first thing on the morning. I don't look at my phone for the first hour on a morning. I use it for me, whether it's meditating, journaling, getting up, getting organized, dressed, showered, and everything. Because all you ever find in your phone is problems, yeah, or things that want to consume your time and your energy. So charging my phone out of my bedroom, would recommend, and jigsaws. Yeah, I had a Bob Ross one. It was too hard. I actually gave up on it. But me and Joel have just ordered some Harry Potter ones because, yes, we're just absolute geeks. So they're things that I would try. Gut health, all or nothing. That's been quite a good ramble there. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the stuff that you know you're supposed to do with podcasts, with YouTube videos, with social media things. Please help me. Let's spread the word. I hope you found this useful. I hope January's got off to a good start for you. And if it hasn't, remember, there's still 11 months of the year left. So don't throw the baby out with the proverbial bathwater. All right? Thank you for listening. And as I always say, don't act, eat, and drink at the expense of how you want to look and feel, because you'll regret it. So have a good week. Look after yourself, and I'll see you soon.